Welcome along to a review of the drivers altogether that have been released so far in F1 Clash. Well, actually, they all should have been released by the time that this video goes out. So if you are interested to see who I think the best drivers are, then make sure to stay tuned because we've seen some very interesting releases from Hutch so far. I'm still at this point of recording waiting for any legendary drivers news. That still awaits, but as we look ahead for the new season, we obviously want to look at the drivers that we potentially are going to use long game. Now, this season, overtaking, defending stats didn't really matter too much, and stuff like tyre management can always be boosted by a race boost in theory. So, really, from what I have seen so far, let's dive into some of the best ones. Now, comment down below. Let me know who you think you are going to be using and who is the long game player out of these drivers as it stands without the legendary ones. So, what have we seen so far? I'm not going to show them all exactly right now, and there's a great spreadsheet coming up for those interested. So, we've seen the likes of Lando Norris that have come out so far. 99 qualifying, get your words out. 89 race start, some big stats. Now, reason why I'm going to mainly go into them two is qualifying is where we start on the grid. Now, obviously, we have the car that adds on to that, which will be in a separate video or we'll learn about in the new season. But qualifying for the driver was ever so important in 2023. Race start as well, the ability to get off the line most effectively and can be boosted by a boost. So we're going to have a look at that too. So, with that being said, let's have a look at some more. We had the interesting news of Alex Albon, a massive improvement in the season from 2023, now makes a return in Series 11. Note qualifying up at 95 and a race start very good at 90 as well. Honestly, Alex Albon, I think, is going to be one of the strongest cards, most balanced cards that we might see in the game. We've also seen Charles Leclerc, always a kind of a balanced driver, not great overtaking stats this year, but again, similar to what we could probably say Alex Albon, he's got 94 qualifying, 89 race start. Now, for me, he's got better tyre management, has Charles Leclerc, but he's overtaking slightly less, defending better. So if you're not worried about one qualifying and one race start, then potentially you might want to stick with Charles Leclerc over Alex Albon. Out of these three, at the minute, I'm taking Lando Norris. Next up, we have Max Verstappen. Now, Max Verstappen got a massively great overtaking stat of 99. His qualifying is similar to Charles Leclerc at 94, but really bad race start. Now, can be fixed with a boost, but the problem is you're going to be taking a plus 20 race boost if that's the way they keep it this season every single time to try and get that perfect start. 79 race start. They've done Max a little bit dirty, I really do feel. So, honestly, there's some potential better options like Charles Leclerc, 89 race start, or Alex Albon, who's got better qualifying and better race start than Max Verstappen, albeit without the tyre management. We've also got the likes of Lewis Hamilton, who's been a ridiculously bad qualifying stat for 2024, but he's got 99 race start. Now, for me, Hamilton's going to be great in duels. He's not going to be one that I want to use in GP if the qualifying stat of the driver is massively influential. And then another one to include is George Russell. Now, I've included him because he's a fairly balanced stat. He's got 80 qualifying, slightly better than Hamilton by 1, but his race start is up there at 95. So I'm mainly looking at these stats because unless overtaking and defending become a real problem and a need, then we will revisit that. And remember, overtaking and defending can be done by a boost. Anything but qualifying we've seen so far. Now, the reason I minimise that is because we're going to come into something that we've created, took inspiration of and put together, which is now going to be this. So as long as we share this and we get this out the way, this is a spreadsheet of all the stats, and I'll move myself heavily around here. So it will be put in my Discord eventually, so make sure the link is down below in the description. So here we can take a look at some of the best drivers around for different types of stats. So if qualifying is going to be let's go back. if overtaking is going to be needed and required, let's see who is the best overtaker on this game. Well, Max Verstappen is your best one. You've got Sergio Perez, Fernando Alonso, and Lance Stroll, the top 4 for overtaking on the game. Now, if you look down to the rares on the left-hand side, the first rare, you've got Max Verstappen, you've got Sergio Perez, Fernando Alonso, all with decent ones, but we'll come on to rares in a moment. If then we get rid of that one, let's get out and let's sort by defending then. So who defending is required? Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, both Ferrari drivers sitting at the top. We've also got Lando Norris, Esteban Ocon and George Russell in that top tier of defending for your driver. Now, unless they change it massively, I don't see these two being an issue because they are what can be boosted as well. Qualifying, one of the biggest things that we take into GP in the 2023 season. 2024 will include the car, and we wait to hear on speed and cornering, but if this video will probably be going out near the start, so that might have already been answered by Hutch how it's going to work. If we want to take the best qualifying drivers though, we've got to look here. Lando Norris up with 99, and it's important to note he's got a fairly good race start at 89. Albon, I told you, qualifying, Alex Albon is going to be really good this season. He has got 95 qualifying and 90 race starts. Now, forget tyre management, we'll worry about that. You don't need to have tyre management at all tracks. Only certain tracks will have a really strong dependency. Like, I don't know, Japan. You need 90 plus tyre management to run a free soft 4 medium in 2023, whereas if it's 90 below, you've got to run the mediums and the hards. Put it that way, for instance. So qualifying, Norris is great, Albon's great, Leclerc looking very balanced around again because he's got 99 defending, 94 qualifying, and his race start is 89, which is interesting. I'm not going to look at the total stats on this. I think it's absolutely pointless. I'm just going to look at the sole details. Race start. Again, Lewis Hamilton now out there at front, but his qualifying is really bad. You can see his qualifying in here at 79 is really what's going to let him down. So I don't really like that at all. He's not going to be a driver I want to be using in this GP, just 79, which is very frustrating. Then what do we got else on this? Let's take a look, see what we've got. 79, 95 qualifyings. We've got 99 race starts, 95. Albon goes to 90. So I told you Alex Albon is very well rounded. You can see there. We've got Carlos Sainz in the 90s. Pierre Gasly coming in the 90s from Series 10 as well. Now, finally, let's look at tyre management. So 99 for Alonso, fantastic. Oscar Piastri up there with 95 and Hamilton with 94. So really, for the epics, if we filter by the colour and we go to this pink, let's say, and we walk, I'm going to filter by qualifying. If I'm taking a driver into qualifying for a GP, I am going to be taking Lando Norris. Now, I think Lando Norris is the best card on this game. Reason being, Lando Norris. If boosts don't change, I can take a Cupper. Cupper boost will give me 99 overtaking. It'll keep me at that defending. It'll give me same out qualifying, but it'll give me 20 race start. Now, there is better booster using that, but that's just one that comes to my head. That means I am already maxed pretty much. I've maxed overtaking, just short on defending, that's fine. Race start is then max, just short on a bit of tyres. So I honestly think that Lando Norris and Alex Albon are two of the best cards now on this game. Yes, Max Verstappen is still going to be very good with his 99 overtaking, but 94 qualifying, lower than, you're going to get out qualified potentially by Norris and Albon. And if you're qualifying P1, who needs overtaking? Exactly. So I think Lando Norris and Albon are going to be the two very usable cards on this game. All you have to do, Albon, take some tyre management boost, a little bit of race start. You're going to be pretty good. You're going to be pretty good. Frost will sort that out easy. Max Verstappen will be a very good choice, though, same as Charles Leclerc. But that's my theory. That's what I really think. Now, if we filter on to what is going to be the rares, let's take a look at the rares and see who stacks up the best in the rares. Overtaking is your Max Verstappen. Very, very strong in that field. Defending, Charles Leclerc. So you're looking at the big Series 9 rare cards here. Qualifying for those entering contender, may potentially want to take Lando Norris again. Poor overtaking, same as Charles Leclerc, but both with similar race starts, good qualifying, tyre management fairly similar. So rares, with the qualifying available, I honestly think if you're going to use GP, Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc are going to be really good. Race start though, Lewis Hamilton is up there, but his qualifying is really low. So I'm going to be taking Hamilton in duels, so I get a really good start and not use boots, or you just go into duels, you get your best qualifying position, and you use a boost to get your race start up anyway. So honestly, I do think that the best ones here are Norris and Leclerc. Norris, epic is great again. Obviously, rare is good too. And then finally, looking at the commons, we're not going to use them too much, but let's take a quick look anyway. Your best overtaking driver is your big ones, Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Fernando Alonso. And there's Kevin Magnussen, absolutely the worst in that position. Defending wise then, we have got Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, and Lando Norris, who are the best. Qualifying, probably the most important stat alongside race start if we go off 2023. Norris, Leclerc, and Verstappen holding really good cards for that. Race start, Hamilton and Russell. So it's the Mercedes who seem to have the best race starts. And then tyre management is Fernando Alonso, Piastri, and themselves of Hamilton. So that is a quick look at some of the best ones that are out here so far. I think it's really going to be interesting to see who is the best card. I think with all this said, I think it's going to be fairly interesting to see how this does work. If we just filter it back to series, you can see then Series 12 all the way down to Series 1 at the bottom with Zhou Guanyu, Series 1, all the way up to Lando Norris at the top. But I think Norris is going to be the best card to use. I think Albon is seriously going to be very good as well. I'm going to be going personally at the moment in GP on qualifying stats, and that is Norris and Albon. Little bit of race start boost every race, and he and them should be my drivers come the end of the season, unless Hutch puts some amazing legendary drivers in.